On today's episode of Old versus New, we have two Lakewood Kool Operator fans. These are what I would refer to as bookend models. The one on the left is a model 007, or as I assume Lakewood would expect their consumers to pronounce the model number as 007. And I'll go into detail about the James Bond references later in the video. On the right, we have a model 007G. This fan is likely from around 2009. I bought it brand new on clearance for literally pocket change, which is really all the thing is worth. So, let's get into it. The first most noticeable difference, words, would be that the 1996 fan has a full-size 6-pole Macmillan shaded pole motor with that lovely oil port. You can see the switches at the top, and they ran wire down to the motor. However, on this fan, you have the, whatever you want to call this, the dinky little 4-pole PSC motor that they used starting around 1999 and just gradually cheapened. By this point, they were no longer spending the money to put the switch at the top and just putting it on the back of the motor. The next difference, of course, would be the blades. First most noticeable difference would be that the earlier blades have 7 wings, whereas the later ones have the 5-wing brace blade abomination. I'm going to stack these on top of each other so you can see the pitch, the difference in just how steeply these blades are pitched. You can see the earlier blade has a lot of pitch and the brace blade has hardly any pitch at all. There's also a drastic difference in weight between these two blades. This feels like nothing right now. If I had my postage scale, I would weigh them, but I don't have that in front of me. I didn't plan that far in advance. Another thing you'll notice is that this first generation blade doesn't have any braces around it. Instead, it has these ridges. You can see it has 7 cooling fins back there, which the brace blade only has 5. So those are the blades. The front grille. Let's see if I can get you a good, there we are. Has a lot more depth to it. In fact, this entire fan put together has a lot more depth to it than this one. I'm going to put these two back together off camera, do a part 2 of this video, and I will line them up so you can see the difference in the depth. One more thing I wanted to point out is that this grille, this front grille, is a lot more substantial than this one. This one feels like, again, I'm picking up nothing. And as you can see, it's got that cool, no pun intended, Kool Operator logo on the front with the red and blue. Very lovely, very eye-catching. This one just has the Kool Operator logo molded into it. I think overall, I've definitely always preferred the aesthetics of the earlier units. Again, they're just very eye-catching, very attractive. They use actual colors in the badge and on the ratchet plates. These later ones were slate gray with a white blade. Not very attractive, you know, it's very bland. Which I guess if you want a fan that blends in, by the time this was made, most people wanted that. Anyway, let's take a look at the bases. Well, the bases actually aren't that different. They're the same depth. They are almost exactly the same, except that the later base has this ridge, this raised ridge molded into it, that the earlier base does not. And the feet are almost identical, save for the fact that the first generation feet have holes in them for wall mounting, if you so desired. Another interesting aesthetic touch I've noticed is that the earlier fan has this sort of leatherette stripe along the venturi ring. So, oh yeah, back of the fan, you can see some subtle design differences. Looks like they deleted this solid ring where the radial portion of the slats meet the spiral portion. And of course, the motor mask was changed. Not to mention, this fan also has the infamous boombox cord, which I believe is 7.5 feet. Whereas this fan has at least is advertised as having an 8-foot cord. I haven't actually taken the time to stretch it out and measure it, but I think it's safe to assume that later on Lakewood did cut costs by cutting the cord length a little bit. That's mainly the fault of Walmart's bean counters. I'll go into that in more detail in part 2. So that's it for part 1.